In a world full of new threats and new problems that arise every day, there is nothing more dangerous than a sedentary lifestyle. And yet we are encouraging more people to live that sedentary lifestyle every day. I believe that physical education should be required for every student from kindergarten through 12th grade without exception. I believe this because physical education is a great investment not only in the children today as students, but for the rest of their lifetime as individuals. The first reason why physical education should be required for all students from kindergarten through 12th grade is that it has been shown to improve memory, critical reasoning skills, and the development of neurological pathways, which is what allows us to store and sort information that we can later recall. These simple facts have been proven over time, and yet physical education is only required in 6 of our 50 states. That means only 12% of students are required to do these things that can naturally allow us to be better students. That is only 12% of our students. That's like having only 12% of drivers on the road required to have a license. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's complete insanity. One example of a school district that has taken full advantage of our natural abilities is in Naperville, Illinois. This school district requires 45 minutes of physical education through physical activity through physical education every day. Furthermore, they have structured their day around this physical education, around this physical activity. What they've done is they did research and figured out where their students were testing highest and where they were testing lowest. And then they structured their day so that way their highest tested areas would be directly before physical education and their lowest directly after. What happened after that was amazing. These students then took the TIMSS test. The TIMSS test is the worldwide test that determines trends in international mathematics and science study, and it's used to rank nations. For sake of reference, the United States usually ranks in the low to mid-teens. This school then took the TIMSS test as its own nation, if you will, and got 6th in math and number 1 in the world in science. All because they specifically took these areas and they structured their days so kids would be taking classes in those areas to raise their test scores based upon when they had physical activity. So that way their brain was more equipped to learn and retain that knowledge. Now, accompanying their remarkable scores was also something that was equally remarkable: the physical results of requiring this 45 minutes of physical education every day. Naperville School District had about 19,000 students, and only 3% of those students were overweight. Of the 7,500 students in the high school, not a single one was overweight. This is a time when 33% was the nation's average for overweight children in school districts. The second reason why physical education should be required is the future employability of all students. It might be hard to think about this if you're the parent of a kindergartner or you're a 6th grader, how what you're doing today in physical education is going to lead you to greater employment opportunities in the future. But we know that childhood obesity commonly leads to adult obesity. And obese adults cost their employers an additional $4,000 per year in healthcare costs. In a world where automation has had such a premium put on it, it is not behoove of us to set these people up for these futures. Not only will we be setting our children down a path of health that is not good for themselves, but we are going to set them up to struggle with this as their future employment situations. One thing that many students have done over the last generations to equip themselves for college is to join the military directly after high school. And this is a great career path for many people. The problem with that is nearly 70% of all people who are eligible to join the military cannot do it because they do not meet the physical requirements. A lack of focus on physical education and physical fitness is having and will continue to have a direct impact on our youth's future potential as employees, and, if we aren't careful, become a threat to our national security. A third reason why I believe physical education should be required for all students is one that should really be scariest for all of us. It is ischemic heart disease. Ischemic heart disease is when you have fatty buildups in the heart's arteries, and it causes it to not pump blood effectively. Ischemic heart disease has become the world's #1 cause of death, and the Mayo Clinic lists a sedentary lifestyle as the #1 cause of this heart disease. By not properly investing in childhood physical and health education, we are not only limiting them as learners, young adults, and their future potential as employees, we're also limiting their futures, period. The current generation of young adults is expected to live a shorter life than their parents, and the reason for that is the sedentary lifestyle choices that are made every day. Now, you might be part of that group who came in believing that additional seat time would lead to higher test scores. But the reality is that additional seat time just leads to the need for additional seat materials. If we hope to create a world where our next generation can survive and thrive, we need to start by making physical education a required course once again. Thank you.